Night of the Living podcast is always ad-free for patrons at patreon.com/NOTLP.
Wow, we're on a third of 4 Ninja movies already. Mm-hmm. Flew by. Ninja Flicks. This is Night of the Living podcast. That's our theme. I'm Freddy. There's Amy.
Hey.
There's Andy.
Hello.
We were just gearing up for Horror Hound Weekend this weekend at the Sharonville Convention Center. If you can still get a ticket, go to horrorhoundweekend.com. It sells out every year pretty much, but it's a great time. I can't wait. Can't wait to see some of you there.
Quentin Tarantino's favorite actor is going to be there.
Paul Dano?
Matthew Lillard. Another person he shit all over.
Well, it'd be funny if Paul Dano was there. Like, has he been in horror movies? I don't know his filmography.
I mean, wasn't he the Joker?
In what?
Oh, barely.
Yeah, barely. Yeah. In the Batman?
Oh.
Yeah. That was horror adjacent.
I guess.
His version was horror adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually got our picture taken with Matthew Lillard a couple of years ago because we had to get that. Our friend Dustin asked us to get stuff signed.
Yeah.
And I paid for a picture. No, I stole a picture by accident. Remember that was bothering me for a while.
And it haunted you.
You did pay him something, but you didn't like walk away without giving him anything. You just ended up getting a discount by accident. But he signed. It was the first Five Nights at Freddy's merchandise he ever signed was for Andy on behalf of Dustin.
Yep.
For Dustin's niece. How cool is that? She has the very first Five Nights at Freddy's movie merchandise that was ever signed by its big star.
If we could only authenticate it.
Yeah.
He did.
He did.
Like when Matt, because he made like a special like symbol or note on the thing he signed whenever like it's the first thing type of object that he signed or whatever.
Oh, okay,
he
cool.
makes a little note of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So historically, they can trace it back. If she goes on Antiques Roadshow, they can figure out the provenance, as they like to call it.
Yeah. Look for patina. Any Matthew Lillard related oxygenation. I can't speak.
Oxygenization. I have to say it's slow.
Yeah. I'm tongue-tied.
I don't know that I could do that fast.
So Matthew Lillard really seems to be enjoying the convention circuit. Like he's like a real warm, fun guy. I'm happy he's coming back. I didn't know he was there. Yeah. I'm so out of touch. I didn't even know he was going to be there. So that's really cool. You could go back to him and be like, do you remember signing this Five Nights at Freddy's toy for me? And see if he remembers it.
Do you remember that I stole a picture?
And then tell him that you owe him some money.
He's like, I've been waiting for you to come back, motherfucker.
He was getting a little woozy over there even.
And he's going to charge me interest too.
He is. He's going to charge you 49% interest compounded daily.
Damn.
So much for a Mr. Nice Guy.
I'm going to be underwater on that loan for a while.
Oh, man.
Cassandra Peterson's going to be there. Is she going to do?
She said she retired the costume, right? I don't know. I never believe what any entertainer tells me. You know, I take it all with a grain of salt because I feel like they're always setting up the next big thing. For Elvira, I don't know. I buy that she's tired of having to put on that entire apparatus.
She should at least bring a cutout of her as Elvira.
Her Coors Light ad campaign.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the silver bullet. Oh, I remember that. I really wish I got my hands on one of those. They probably make replicas of that standee because every kid saw that Halloween time in the 80s.
Every straight young man had a sexual awakening.
Yeah. I think a lot of gay young men also had awakenings. Yeah.
A gay awakening, though.
It's a gay awakening as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to take that away from you.
Would you say that's where you realize you identify as an Elvira or as wanting to be with an Elvira? You don't know until you encounter the cutout.
Yeah, those are the two genders.
Yeah. You either want to be an Elvira or want to be with one. That's the only two genders, Andy says.
I want to be an Elvira then.
Yeah. Elvira's pretty cool. Great biography. If
Yeah.
you haven't listened or read to that. You ever read to a book just to give back?
Just to give back.
Good Lord. I'm a little tired. I didn't sleep well last night,
I have
Andy.
not read Elvira's book.
It's
Sorry.
good. It's real good.
Is it a pop-up book?
Get it?
your
It
wiener
should be,
popped
like,
up.
Boobs just like boing.
It's fun. It's candid, and she talks about her experiences as a showgirl in Vegas, which are wild. And when she was married, I don't know if they were married. I think they were, to the guy who played Tarzan, who lived in the treehouse. It's good stuff.
She's lived quite a life.
She has, and lots of life ahead of her, I would believe.
Mm.
She's not aging. So out of all those groundlings, she's going to be like the last one standing.
Good for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, Horror Hound Weekend coming up. Very exciting.
Yeah. Very exciting.
old.
Very exciting.
Mhm.
So, I don't party like I used to for a Horror Hound Weekend. It will be sedate.
Yeah.
I will be in bed at a normal hour.
I'm still really looking forward to spending as much quality time with people that I only get to see twice a year as possible,
Right.
which usually amounts to like 5 minutes with each person where we get to talk.
It's better than no minutes.
It's true. But the truth of it is, like, we're all trapped in that building together for a whole weekend pretty much.
Yep.
So let's have fun.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's have a great time. So yeah, Patreon. Thank you guys so much for your continued support.
Patreon.com/NOTLP.
Happy belated birthday, Matt. Sorry that we forgot.
It's Freddy's fault.
It's my fault. I lost track of the month of March in general. To me, I don't understand what month it is still. Like, my body doesn't recognize it. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah. But here's the thing. If your birthday is not in January, I'm not going to remember it.
Because that's when everybody's birthday is.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only reason I remember your birthdays, because they're very close to mine and Kelley's.
For
True.
convenience.
Words. We're all a little self-centered that way. That's just the truth.
Or it's the opposite of
self-centered.
self-centered. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not self-centered. I'm old. I just forget things.
I share my birthday with a lot of people. So I
It's
don't
true
think
you
that's
do.
self-centered at all.
That's not.
That's a communal event.
Yes.
But I do remember Emily's birthday because hers is on the 1st. She's
Yes.
the honorary January birthday.
Indeed.
And I think Branan is like really close after her. So
Yeah, they're real close.
I remember 5 birthdays.
But we love you, patrons. We couldn't do this without you, which is something I'm reminded of every month when I pay the bills. I'm like, look at those people, making sure that we can continue to do Night of the Living podcast. But we got Origins out there, which was, do you remember, Amy? You did this last one. Hiss, that's right. Fun
The movie
snake
Hiss.
movie, lady snake movie.
Back from 2013, our show about Hiss.
And we had Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up for Zoned Out. If you want the ad-free version of that, it's there at Patreon. And a Topicana. The last one we did was the World War III edition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cheery stuff.
That's what the world is.
Yeah.
Tis what it is, sir.
Shortly, we'll get into New York Ninja, which is a wild movie that was a lot of things I didn't expect. I didn't know much going into that one at all. But and then next week, we'll be bringing in Iona Goodwin's choice, Ninja Assassin, which should be the ultimate of blend of everything perfected because it's the newest one
Yeah.
in the collection. So it should be the perfect ninja movie to date.
And if it isn't, I will be so mad at Iona.
Mm.
I've never seen
I'm
it.
curious.
either.
Is it a ninja that's an assassin or an assassin that assassinates ninjas?
Oh, see, isn't it redundant too? So, Andy, I think you're right. It would be a ninja who assassinates assassin. Or no, an assassin who kills ninjas. Grammatically, Andy's right is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. You've lost me entirely.
It's fine. Yeah. So, ninjas, what you gonna do when they come for you?
You're going to run away because
Yeah.
they're very dangerous.
Do you want to get into it? Because I don't really have anything else to say. Do you, Andy?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
real quick, shout out to the Oscars for awarding several horror movies. I think
Yeah.
that was really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Sinners and
Sinners,
Weapons.
Frankenstein, got a couple too. So good for horror.
I think you get to the point with like what Michael B. Jordan did, and it's just undeniable. So you're kind of like, come on. If you, it would be an ultimate snub, right? At that point, shit's good. Yeah, Amy, you want me to hit the button? Are you ready?
Let's fucking do it.
Let's move on, baby. Turn out lights, it's the main attraction. You know, I called Ninja Assassin the newest one, but technically this is really New York Ninja because it didn't come out until 2021.
Right.
2021 is how a normal person would say that. At Beyond
Well,
Fest.
speaking of that, it kind of fucked me up when I like saw the date. I was like, oh, 2021. And then I watched the movie. I was like, wait a minute, are they kind of doing their own take on an 80s ninja movie? Like I was like, wow, they got it down pat. It looks like an 80s movie. But then within like 20 minutes, like, wait a minute, this is too good. They got it looking 80s too perfectly. And then I was like, looked it up. I was like, oh, 1984. So they should really date it correctly.
Well, I do feel like it's a 1984 movie.
Yeah.
Definitely to its core, even though like the story, did you look up the story, Andy, behind why it is what it is? It's pretty interesting, like about Vinegar Syndrome buying this catalog. By the way, Vinegar Syndrome will be at they're at every Horror Hound weekend. They have a great vendor table with all these movies, and New York Ninja is one of the ones that they bought unfinished. It was in the garbage of all these assets, and they realized all this stuff went together, all these reels that had no audio. So it was originally directed by the guy who plays the ninja, John Liu, who was an actor. He's not really a stuntman or anything, but he did create his own martial art. All these guys have their own martial art. I think it's part of the branding.
So anybody can just do that, right? We could create our own martial art if we wanted to.
Maybe we should.
Andy Karate.
Andy Karate. That's pretty lazy, Amy, don't you think?
I know it is. Sorry.
We can do better.
We can do better. I can see Andy's little pun gears turning.
The furry fist, where you all dress up as furries and beat on people.
That's too much work. I don't want to dress up.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of heat too. So John Liu, who originally made this movie with no money, they shot it all in New York, guerrilla style. It's real obvious. With like I said, I think they had $100. They said for the makeup effects for the plutonium killer character, and everything else was like supposed volunteers. So they filmed it and shelved it because the distribution company they had to deal with went bankrupt. So Vinegar Syndrome acquires the footage, and then Curtis Spieler, who isn't like a very experienced director, I think he did like one feature horror movie, he reconstructed it, and they recorded new dialogue, but with genre actors, known genre actors in the place of. So I guess as we talked about the characters, we'll talk about who's who. But
I don't know. I feel it fits with like certain 80s movies, especially like Italian or Spanish movies I filmed in America,
Right.
where they just got all these different actors together that didn't really speak the language and they overdubbed it afterwards.
Yeah, it has that vibe. It fits right in with a lot of the movies of the era. I would never have guessed that this was like stitched together, over like 40 years later. Or not. I can't do math today either. I can't speak. I can't do math.
It's 42 years because
42?
it was 84, right? Yeah.
84, to 2021. Originally, the actor, he's Taiwanese who created this whole thing, essentially. It was the fourth movie he directed. He did 4 other features. This is his martial art he created called Zen Kwon Do. But he made a movie called Zen Kwon Do Strikes Paris, and a movie called Ninja in the Claws. I'm sorry, Ninja in the Claws of the CIA. And then the last movie he made before this movie was Dragon Blood. And then after this movie, obviously, was the end of that, all of that.
How much did you research? Because what does Zen Kwon Do How does that differentiate that itself from other forms of martial arts?
I didn't look up what makes Zen Kwando Zen Kwando.
Sounds like mindfulness is part of it.
In fact, this movie is so incredibly hard to research that I made a list of the character names and I tried to keep the plot points more or less straight and hope for the best because I figured we could just kind of dive into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt if they're all volunteer actors, I doubt they have much trivia.
Yeah.
About,
they kind of disappeared. Yeah. And then, so John Liu, they bring in Don the Dragon Wilson to voice him for the movie, which is really strange.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Who is like Andy, we're the age, right? Where Don, he was a big deal. Don the Dragon Wilson. Like you went to the video store, there was like 6 or 7. Sometimes they'd have a little separate section for the different martial arts masters, and he was one of them.
I didn't know who he was until Freddy told me.
Well,
Sorry.
You just learned about Cynthia Rothrock too, right? Like in the past few years.
Yeah.
But you've seen a lot of Cynthia Rothrock.
I have
movies.
all of it riff tracks.
So she voices Randy Rydell, or is she Randy? No, she's the detective. She's Janet Flores, right? The
No,
detective.
she's Randy.
She is Randy.
Rydell.
Who's Linnea Quigley then?
Linnea Quigley is Randy. Sorry.
Okay.
So the Rothrock is the detective. You were right,
The
and
lady
I was
detective.
wrong.
Yeah. And the people you're gonna know basically those actors. You're gonna know Don the Dragon Wilson if you're a genre fan. You're gonna know Michael Berryman, who's the voice of the plutonium killer who was in The Hills Have Eyes and Weird Science. And then Randy Rydell is Linnea Quigley, Trash from Return of the Living Dead, one of the greatest roles in film. And then the rest of these, I don't know like the rest of the voiceover actors by name, but I get the impression that they're all kind of people who run in the horror convention circuit. It seems to me some deals were made over the tables at a horror convention.
Interesting.
Would be my guess. So the story is it's New York. You have John Liu, the ninja. But we know him as the sound guy for the local news at this point.
Well, you don't know he's the sound guy till much later
It's not
after
clear.
you're very confused as to why he's hanging out with the reporter.
Yeah, it's like getting Superman before, and then you don't get Clark Kent until like the second act of the movie, almost, right?
Yeah.
So his wife Nita is expecting. She surprises him. And I think that is adult film star
Ginger Lynn.
Ginger Lynn voicing the wife.
But there's a title card before the movie. It says New York there's all this gang violence and it's overrun by gang members, and New York needs a hero, and New York Ninja is the hero that New York needs at this time.
It's the hero they deserve.
Yep. It kind of feels like Tommy Wiseau made a superhero movie. It's got a lot of that energy, that same energy that The Room had, in a good way. I think it's interesting how this movie like connected with a lot of people, even though it's kind of a novelty. But critics really kind of were warm about how this was all done and really received it well. It surprised me.
So Nita's the wife. She's pregnant. He's all excited. But guess what happens?
The fucking plutonium killer kills her, right?
Because there's been this string of lady abductions in New York City. That's been happening. And then they've been finding bodies too.
And he's a super villain, basically. The serial killer who is killing all these ladies is some sort of like Bond style villain who worked for the government and had access to uranium or plutonium. And
Plutonium killer.
And why he has it, I don't know. He it's very much like that scene from Pulp Fiction where they open the suitcase and it's glowing. And his skin's all flaking off and he's all messed up from it, which is where all the money went, they said, to make him look horrific. Mm-hmm. But why? I don't know the connection. They don't really ever really say, did the plutonium make him crazy and turned him into the killer? Or was he already like that?
They don't say.
Is he getting off on using the plutonium and exposing himself to it? Like, what's going on?
Well, considering that this footage was scrapped and pieced together, we're going to have a lot of questions.
Right.
And, because I feel I don't know if it's a skill issue or a script issue that we don't really know his origin.
It's
So,
impossible
who
to
knows?
know. Yeah, you're right. Because this
Yeah.
is all literally like solving a mystery for the new filmmakers.
Yeah.
He's driven around. The plutonium killer is a lot like a Jack the Ripper character because he's driven around in a limousine, right? By Rat Tail, a character called Rat Tail.
Because he puts his rat tail in his mouth and he like
Sucks
holds
on
it,
it,
sucks
bites
on
it.
it, and chews on it. It's gross.
It's supposed to look hard though. He's supposed to look hard when he does it.
Everybody that had a rat tail in the 80s sucked on their rat tail.
Did you have
Which
a
is
rat
gross,
tail?
but I did have a rat tail and I did suck on it.
Did you ever braid it and go out and fight people in a chauffeur's uniform?
With it in your mouth.
That's going to be a great cosplay opportunity for a couple of people to do.
Extremely niche.
The
It's gonna be
plutonium killer.
I hate cosplays. We had to explain it to people what they are. And that's going to be one of them, Freddy.
So if you could do the plutonium killer and Rat Tail, and maybe he could drive you around a little bicycle or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the plutonium killer kills poor Nita, and John Lewis.
No, he doesn't.
No,
It's
his
his gang members.
His
do
gang
it.
members do. That's right. I'm sorry.
He's got goons.
So he's got goons, but also there's the street gang problem, which are kind of like the
Yeah.
Warriors style street gangs where they all have themes.
Yeah, this is an 80s gang where they dress up like certain things. One of the themes is jockstraps outside of jeans.
What was that all about?
And well, one game's also called the Street Lions, I guess, which I never really got a lion theme from anybody. It was there.
I
I'm
didn't
sure.
know there was
Yeah.
a straight gang called the
Yeah,
Lions.
the Lions, the Street Lions. I
Yeah.
only know that because one of the characters is a Street Lion gang member, but like they don't really credit. You know the Warriors. If you watch the Warriors, you know the baseball Furies, the Warriors, yada yada yada. It's definitely going for that vibe, and it gives a lot of fodder for the ninja after he's had his total meltdown after his wife has been murdered.
Is this when he screams "why" and then there's a freeze frame after he jumps?
Yes.
So this is after, like, there's like these two pillars. He's by the docks, I guess, or something. And nobody will help him solve this crime. And he starts throwing himself between the pillars, walking back and forth.
It's very like, it reminded me of Footloose.
Yeah. And after hitting himself between the pillars like a ping pong ball, like Pong, the video game, that's what he does to himself. He just does the splits out of rage.
Yeah, rage splits. But he also does them in the air. Like he jumps in the air. Like it looks like a joyful thing, but it's really like when Kevin Bacon is like dancing in the barn, he's throwing his body into it because he's mad.
Yeah, I've never seen rage splits before.
Me neither.
First time for everything.
And that's the moment when I kind of fell in love with the movie, honestly, because it reminded me again of Tommy Wiseau's Freakouts, which are unique. Like nobody, and it's amazing to me that that's Don the Dragon Wilson, and they're directing him, and they're like, "This is your big, horrible moment in your life.
Yeah,
your wife has been murdered. No one will help you. You're living in the hellscape of 1984 New York, and the only thing that's going to make you feel better is if you jump 3 feet off the ground and do a full split and scream no to the heavens." And he did it.
well, I think it's a good expression of rage.
Yeah.
You shouldn't internalize that. You should let it out and do the splits.
Just imagine if there were two people there to kick. Maybe he was imagining there were a couple people there he was kicking in his mind's eye.
But here's there's a gang problem, and this is not connected to the plutonium killer at all, right?
I don't know. I'm a little confused because for some reason, I thought the plutonium killer was involved in his wife's murder, but it was just the gangs, which is
No, like these henchmen were involved with the plutonium killer.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Okay.
there's other gangs that are roaming around, and I think those are just the gang problem in New York. So you have like two problems. You have a serial killer that's kidnapping women and just gangs.
Yeah. It's not totally clear, right? Like there's
I thought they were connected at first, but I don't think they were.
It's very trauma too, in these moments.
Deeply.
I feel like Vinegar Syndrome pulled a perfect Trauma, which I feel like Trauma must be like, damn, we should have bought that garbage can full of reels of Ninja Movie.
No, but Trauma they know what they're doing though.
Yeah.
If they lean into it. Whereas this movie, it's pure camp because of the sincerity of it.
It's sincere, but it's also like, you're like, okay, this is a director who knows genre. At least he's a fan of genre. The redirector, the guy they called it redirector, who did it in 2021. He knows the stuff. So I feel like there's got to be. Don't you feel like they had to have a laugh when they voiced over that scene of him doing the splits or any number of other moments?
I hope they did.
Like, but yeah, Andy, it feels genuine. It feels like a real. They nailed it, like the '84 vibe. It feels like it hasn't been touched, even though it's all new.
Mm-hmm.
It's new music. They brought in a new band or musician to read, because there was no sound, so that's all new stuff. But it feels genuine.
That feels very authentic to the era.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job with that.
I'd love to see them do this with more movies from the trash. I'm just real curious to see what else is out there that if you're buying up properties, I don't know how much it costs for them to do a project like this. I would imagine it was pretty low because it's all ADR, 100% audio stuff, and you can edit with Final Cut Pro.
Right.
Interesting. So yeah, he goes on his
montage of rage and grief.
Yeah, but he also has fun at work again with his coworkers, Randy Rydell and Jack the cameraman, who gets fucking his face stolen, like Hellraiser style, when we get to the third act.
That was real unclear what the fuck was going on there.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Amy, you have better notes than I do. I have a list of character names. I have Freddy Cufflinks. Because he had cufflinks, they called him Freddy Cufflinks.
There's a moment where he cuts his hands up with some glass.
Yeah,
our ninja.
That's after his wife gets killed, and is like I think it's the party where he's waiting for her to come home.
Oh, it's so sad
because it's her birthday.
She never does. Yeah,
and then he was going to celebrate.
He just he got her a framed picture of themselves for a present, and he smashes it and then just grabs the glass and cuts his hand, which again, this is not a healthy expression of your rage. You should done more splits.
Yeah, they're both very ninja ways of dealing with things.
He cuts his hand up again. He does a similar thing later on in the movie, so he's just got a real thing with hurting his hands. Strange.
Is he toughening himself up? Is that what it's supposed to be? I don't know.
And I don't know what kind of notes you thought I took, but I wrote down Cats on Broadway.
Cats on Broadway, because Cats was on Broadway. Oh, Ninja 3 The Domination made a guest appearance.
Yeah, I saw that too. in the sleazy part of town.
Yeah, right there, 42nd Street. All the porno theaters that showed all the good Grindhouse stuff. Which felt like we were on the right path when I saw the Ninja 3 billboard. Me and Amy looked at each other like this was the right movie.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
at this point, he becomes a vigilante.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Randy and Jack, they're like the roving reporters, and they always happen to catch gang activity.
They're always there because it's so prolific.
At the scene of the crime.
Everywhere.
And they're like in their news van and stuff, and every time the New York Ninja, what's his name again? I'm sorry,
John Liu. It's actually the
John
actor's
Liu.
name.
Yeah, John Liu. Like he's always like, "Excuse me, I'll be right back," while leaving Randy and Jack behind.
He says, "I'm hungry."
Handles the ninjas.
He's like, I'm gonna go get some food.
Then he comes out in roller skates.
Oh my god, I forgot about the roller skates.
Can't forget about the roller skates.
This would have been
a ninja in roller skates.
It's an awesome idea. It's
roller skates.
It's sluggishly executed.
I did notice that he's not the best roller skater.
No, It's real funny.
He was struggling.
I mean, I love the idea of it. A ninja on roller skates. Is
I love
amazing.
the idea, but it was funny. Like he was like after he attacks this gang that robbed this couple, he like roller skates after them, and at one point the gang is chasing him, and he's not skating very fast. They easily catch up with him.
I love the it's so much like an old Jackass sketch or something, because the way they film the movie is there are people who are not in on this in every frame,
right?
Almost of the movie, which is especially when they're in Times Square and the roller skate ninja, like the looks. If you look at the crowd around, it's pretty great. That's what's so special.
I was actually impressed about how many people they weren't on camera.
Yeah,
because you think it's New York City; it's a really busy city, and you think there's people all around. But they managed to do a lot without catching like bystanders. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
They were thoughtful about their film locations.
I think there was a lot of selective editing too, where they maybe try to avoid the shots that were too wide, that had too much going on in them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's pretty focused for a movie that it has, like you said, that backdrop. It reminds me of you watched like mini Larry Cohen, like Q the Winged Serpent. Remember that movie with Michael Moriarty? He did the stuff, but I think of Q because of the New York stuff. He did a similar thing where they just went out with cameras and didn't get permits and surprised people at intersections. You're in a movie.
Surprise.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So, John Liu's only disguised as the ninja mask thing. And it's very Clark Kent with his glasses on, because John Liu has very noticeable eyebrows.
Yeah.
And dumb old Randy and Jack, they can't figure out that their coworker is the New York Ninja.
He's got classic like 80s TV anchor hair, even though he's the sound guy. Very feathered out. It's
like if Eugene Levy put on a ninja mask and
those caterpillars.
Yeah, and
eyebrows weren't quite that level, but
and his coworkers are like, "Where'd you go, Eugene?
Where'd you put your roller skates?"
Yeah, but it was just very funny to me that they couldn't figure it out, that their coworker that leaves all the time during the scenes of crimes and then comes back afterwards, that he's the actual vigilante.
I'm trying to remember how the coworkers dealt with the murder of his wife. It felt like it was addressed in "Are you doing okay?"
Basically.
Yeah, that was the depth of their interaction. But they're together all day in a van together too. You'd think like they didn't really explore the emotional depth of what he's been through at all. He's just chipper dude again for the most part.
But one time after he comes back to the van or the car, he like surprises them, and they say, "Where did you come from? Where did you go?"
I heard that too.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, I heard that too.
They quoted Cotton Eye Joe.
Years before it existed.
So they had to take the footage and try to match the mouth movements without a script.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So what they did is kind of, I'm curious when we get, I might pick this up at Vinegar Syndrome's booth if there's a lot of extras on it. Maybe they'll give us one for free since we covered it.
I don't know that I need to own this, but
I kind of want to know the behind the scenes stuff. I feel like there's probably a documentary on there. Well, I encourage you, the listener, to pick one up and support New York Ninja. It's pretty creative. So we're ramping up to what we got. Act 2, I think, more or less under wraps, where he is going around the city beating up gang members and building a following because of one news story that goes out of calling him the New York Ninja, based on. Wait a minute, did the throwing star come first or the newspaper article? Where they broadcast or whatever.
The throwing star came first, and that's when the New York Ninja headline comes out.
Because he had already branded himself the New York Ninja.
Ninja stars that said New York Ninja on it. He was already branding himself.
Yeah,
and that's a little cringe.
Yeah, yeah. It's because Randy and Jack, they get attacked, and John saves them by throwing a ninja star one of the gang members, and Randy pulls it out. The ninja star out of a gang member, and it says New York Ninja on it.
Oh man, I watched this video on YouTube and I posted it on our Discord because YouTube's always listening and they saw I was looking up stuff about ninjas. But there's this guy who does a series of videos, Jesse Enkamp, who is, I don't know, he's European, but he has a video called Real Ninjutsu is Terrifying. It's really interesting, but he gets into all those weapons that we've seen all month long, like sais and throwing stars and how they would be used versus how they're used in the movies. It's fun. He has footage from Ninja 3 in there in the video that he shows a real expert, all these scenes from 80s ninja exploitation movies. It's a good time. Check it out.
Did they talk about the weird egg things he had?
No, but yeah,
what were those?
Let's get into
Was that chalk?
I think it's supposed to be a smoke bomb made with chalk.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's when, like, in ninja movies, they throw a smoke bomb on the ground and
Right.
puff of smoke, and that's when they escape.
But it just looked like in his hand he was holding a bunch of chalk shaped like an egg.
Like Easter chalk that we give a child, but like
Yeah.
he's breaking it. Sorry for that loud noise in your ear. That was me smacking the Easter egg and turning it into dust. But it's not as dramatic as you would hope. It's not like he disappears in a cloud of smoke.
No.
It's just a little bit of chalk dust. What are you going to do? $100. It's pretty good
So
for $100.
we barely get to see the other villain in this movie, the plutonium killer. He's kind of thrown into the background until the third act, really, right?
Yeah, you only see him like staring into the briefcase, I guess, full of plutonium.
It's not real
glowing
clear,
green, and he looks like he's jerking off, but he's not.
He's getting something from
He's
it. I don't know
getting
what.
something from the plutonium.
Maybe it's just making him more crazy, and then he's killing women. Is he targeting anyone in particular? I can't remember.
When he kidnaps these women, does he like drain their energy to keep himself alive?
Oh, I wonder. I don't know. There was something weird going on there. Yeah.
No, remember that during Halloween, he pulls out the coin and hypnotizes a lady.
Yeah.
Right. And then brings her back to his car. And that at that point, like, he's kind of putting his hands on her back and plutoniuming her.
Yeah, he burns her up with like radiation or something.
But
he's so irradiated.
I don't know. Did he just want to kill her or do something else to her? Or
I think he's like a Jack the Ripper kind of character.
Was he collecting her for the other human trafficking thing that he's doing?
Oh, we didn't even touch on to the human trafficking part yet. Oh boy, this is a mess.
Plutonium killer is the vendor basically for a buyer, somebody who's buying the girls.
Right.
Who looks like Stephen Merchant and is this British guy. But it turns out that guy's Interpol. And it's like he's investigating this human trafficking ring. And so.
Yeah. Oh, and there's also the detective we haven't talked about yet either.
Then there's the detective.
The youthful detective.
Who sounded like Barack Obama.
Yep.
I don't know who played him, but anyway.
I don't know who voiced him.
And we also have that kid he adopted.
The kid who owes the money to the gang, who almost got murdered by the gang.
So it's kind of a miracle that they stitched a movie together.
Yeah.
From all the footage they had, because there's so many things going on. So they did the best they could, I think.
It's so watchable is the thing that's really shocking. Like, when you hear it on, like, if you told me on paper, I'd be like, that's a really cool idea, but I bet it's unwatchable when it's all said and done. But they made a movie and it fits right in with Ninja 3. You know what I mean? I'd put them in the same ballpark at least.
Well, it's very watchable for a certain group of people.
Oh, you gotta like corny movies. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to know the tropes of the 80s and ninja movies and gangs and stuff like that to really appreciate it.
Or just like kind of so bad they're good movies. It reminded me so much of The Room in really a lot of great ways.
Well, kind of like going along with that, I did take a note about the detective, going back to him. he was wearing a hat, like a baseball hat, and it just had a letter S on it. Now, not a stylized S or S, not a Superman S. It's just a letter S in like Times New Roman.
Yeah.
Do we know his name?
I don't know. Detective guy?
Jimmy Williams.
Oh, that's his character's name?
Yeah. There's no
reason for the S.
There's no reason for the S. It just says S.
But there's even more so, the hat is manipulated so that the front of the hat is as flat as possible and as visible as possible. And the back of the hat is all squished down and weird looking on his head. It looks like some branding person arranged it on his head for him. It's just a weird way to wear a ball cap. You'll know when you see the movie. You're like, that's a weird way to wear that ball cap.
Yeah. So this detective and his partner, they're not investigating the gangs. They're investigating the human trafficking part.
Yes.
Yes. So his partner goes undercover.
Yep.
Try to lure out whoever's abducting women.
The voice of Cynthia Rothrock.
Yeah.
Yes.
Janet Flores.
And she's a big fan of the New York Ninja because she has a shirt that says, I heart New York Ninja.
Yeah. And it spreads.
But you know what bothered me about this? It said, I heart New York Ninja, but within the heart, it said love.
You're like, it's redundant.
It is, because the heart suggests love already.
It's like Ninja Assassin.
So her shirt says, I love New York Ninja.
I love New York Ninja. Maybe she loves them twice as
double
much as you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's also an undercover cop wearing a badge.
Yeah. The way they wear their badges as undercover in this universe is they fold it under the lapel. So it's always you're always in danger of just slipping and your badge being exposed when you're in deep cover because it's just flipped under. And that part struck me as a little bit unbelievable.
Yes. If you're an undercover cop, you wouldn't wear a badge.
Right. Not that it needs that criticism. This movie is impervious to bullets.
Is it?
It's up there with champagne and bullets,
Yeah.
speaking of bullets.
Oh, my God. Plutonium?
Go ahead. I'm trying to, John Liu, he gets wrapped up into the human trafficking thing because he recognizes a cufflink from one of the kidnappers.
Freddy Cufflinks.
Also murdered his wife.
Yeah, when his wife got murdered, she ripped off one of the cufflinks, and he puts two together. So that's how he gets involved. The human trafficking story gets the New York Ninja roped in, because at this point we've ditched the gangs already and are focusing on the Pluton killer and the kidnapping of women.
Yeah, and the cufflinks indicate a different class of criminal too.
Yeah.
It's a visual cue.
Why would you just wear one cufflink? It's weird.
Yeah, he kept the other one in hopes.
Yeah, it was sentimental.
I wore these when I committed a lot of murders.
So this is when you find out that the plutonium killer was a government experiment in some way and that his weakness is light.
Yeah.
That'll come in handy later.
Not just his weakness is light, his only weakness is light, is what they say.
And it's very vaguely defined as what light is.
Yeah. He's out and about during the day all the time throughout the whole movie. But it turns out if you reflect the sun in a mirror, it's a whole different can of worms.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it really fucks him up. Because that's how he's brought down ultimately. It was a mirror. A little mirror.
Yes, but I don't want to gloss over the fight that Ninja has with Rat Tail.
Oh, it's so good. Did you bring back fond memories of
about Drunken Sword Style
and Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle with Crispin Glover? His character is very rat-taily in those movies.
I guess I can see what you're saying, but no,
I saw more of like a Bond villain.
Yes.
Which one, Rat Tail or Crispin Glover?
Rat Tail.
Rat Tail's more Bond.
Both. but Rat Tail is very Bond because he has his thing.
Yeah.
And he has his nickname.
Yeah, the gimmick. Sucking on his own hair. The drunken style. Yeah, Amy. Like,
I don't know much about that. I know it's a thing.
Well,
but it looks incredibly silly.
I don't know if he's doing it right. I don't know. Like, if you ever seen the movie The Drunken Master with Sammo Hung, that's a great movie that does that style of, at least the entertainment version of that style of martial art. And this one, you feel like the guy thinks he's really good. who's doing it. Rat Tail feels like he is in a competition. He kind of reminded me of Ray Gun at the Olympics a little bit, kind of like where I was with her.
I thought he was pretty competent for what it is.
I thought Ray Gun was competent. That's my actual argument is that it was goofy, but it was what it, for what it was. I think it's right. When I look at Ray Gun do the dance, I'm like, I think that all is technically correct.
The Ray Gun comparatively is not good.
You can look at Ray Gun and go, something's not right here.
So you don't feel that way about Rat Tail?
I looked at Rat Tail and went, something's not right here.
In the best way possible.
I thought it was good just for being good, not comparatively to other movies.
Or Ray Gun.
You like the drunken style he did.
I think it was very entertaining. And
it was entertaining, but I don't know if it's like, that's a real thing, right? Drunken style martial arts, I think, is a real thing. Or if movies taught me the wrong. I've seen too many movies. That's probably the real moral of the story.
Don't know, babe.
Yep.
So there's a moment when you think Jack the cameraman is like now turned and become a bad guy.
Yep. But he
you're
Hellraisered.
Disappointed, but it just turned out, was it a mask or did he steal his face?
Well, we never see Jack again, right? Didn't he kill him? I don't know.
Yeah, he did. Because the plutonium killer rolls up next to Jack in the car and shoots him with that needle thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, with his little pen.
Yeah. So at this point, I think Jack, poor little Jack, is out of the picture.
Jack never hurt anybody.
And he gets his face stolen somehow.
Yeah. And it's a perfect fit for the plutonium killer's skull.
Now, you said this movie was made for $100.
That's what they say.
How did they get this helicopter?
Somebody had a helicopter. It was like, you were making a ninja movie?
Yeah.
I want to be in a ninja movie.
He knows a lot of people, Amy. And one of them is a helicopter operator.
Jean Liu.
And did he just know a bunch of stunt guys that were like...
Probably. Again, this is his fourth movie he's made, or directed, at least. He was an actor before that.
That might have been him hanging from the helicopter.
Probably. I would guess he probably did. I remember looking at Amy at one point, and I said, oh, they're not showing the skyline because he's probably just hanging over 10 feet, over the ground. But then they panned out.
No.
And he was.
They go over the water and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly felt worried for him that somebody was gonna get hurt.
It was a great moment in the film, in the reveal of what they're doing when you're about to this movie, you want to underestimate it, and then it does something like that, and you're like, I can't not love what they did with this movie. It's insane.
Yeah. But at one point, the helicopter's flying away, and New York Ninja's hanging from the helicopter with a rope, and the guy's operating. The pilot's like, something weighing us down. But when you look at John Liu, he's like 98 pounds soaking wet.
He is a very small guy.
A little slip of a guy.
I don't know about helicopters, but it's interesting that this little guy can weigh down a helicopter.
Yeah. Who knows? What a wild movie.
How do they kill the plutonium killer in the end?
He kills him with a
helicopter
mirror
crashes
in the helicopter.
Oh, the mirror.
No, they get away from the helicopter, but he throws a bomb in the helicopter, and that's when
it explodes.
Oh yeah, it blows up, and then the credits roll, basically, right?
Well, no. Yeah. You got the ninja looking directly into the camera and smiling.
First, he smiles about killing.
Yeah, because the cops for some reason arrest the New York Ninja, even though they know that the New York Ninja's on their side. And this is when New York Ninja's fan club shows up.
Oh yeah, it's like I Am Spartacus moment. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the kids.
All the little kid ninjas.
Yeah.
They swarm the cops and New York Ninja, and New York Ninja gets away.
You feel like that you're used to that big moment in a lot of 80s movies, and now too, where everybody rallies around the hero. But it's a small moment here.
Because he inspires the citizens of New York to take back their city, and all these little New York Ninja gangs pop up.
It's a cute moment.
And then the movie says he will return in LA Ninja, but I don't think we ever got LA Ninja.
He might still be up for it. Who knows?
Who knows?
John Liu knows.
Wonder what he's doing
Were they-
nowadays.
Yeah.
Were they going for like a John Carpenter thing where it's like Escape from New York, then Escape from LA?
Probably. But it was 84. When did Escape from New York come out?
Before that,
Oh, okay. But Escape from LA came out.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really,
So
Escape
it
from
was-
LA is emulating this movie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So influential. This movie they found in the trash.
Yep. That nobody's ever seen until now.
But I do appreciate what they did, and but I think just like my capacity for trash is a lot lower than your guys's.
Oh yeah.
For me, movies like this are a treat. They're not like an everyday food for you, like you guys.
I know.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
terrible.
We watch a lot of bad movies.
We're terrible.
Yeah, so like it's not just this movie, but I think it's the culmination of all the movies we watched this month is kind of wearing on me.
Well, you only got one left.
I know.
And it's a contemporary movie, so maybe it won't be as
Silly.
silly.
Yeah. But I do, like I said, I do appreciate the undertaking of piecing together a movie and inserting their own dialogue. So I think that was a cool experiment.
Yeah.
And the results are very entertaining.
It almost feels like it would be more fun than just making a movie, is to find a movie that someone didn't finish and record dialogue for it.
Could be a good time.
Yeah. Give it to the bad lip reading people.
Anything else we have to say about New York Ninja?
No, I think it's a great little curiosity. I recommend it. to
Oh,
film
there's
fans.
titties in this movie too.
Oh, that's
if you
right.
guys like titties.
Yeah.
Big old ones
They
too.
were
My God.
Tiggle big.
Big naturals.
Something Al Bundy would be into.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
Biggins.
All right. So thank you so much. Let's move on to what we've been watching lately. Freddie Morris, what you got going on, sir?
I'm gonna be quick, but
Oh, quick and dirty.
this got attention at the Academy Awards. I don't know what it won or if it won, but If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You is excellent. Bill recommended it to us, who supports the show, Bill Chandler. And I watched it, and he absolutely was right that Rose Byrne is so good. I say watch it just to see her performance. It's intense, but it's funny. Conan O'Brien's in it in a dramatic role, which was really interesting to watch too. He's good.
What's
There-
it? Oh, were you
sorry.
moving on to something else?
Well, yeah, I mean, like
That wasn't really your pick.
I just wanted to mention how good it was because it gets getting enough attention.
Sure,
Right?
I don't need you.
It doesn't need me talking about it. But the other thing I've been watching is a lot of music documentaries, and I just watched one called "It All Begins with a Song." I watched it yesterday, and it's about the Nashville songwriting community. It's incredible. If you're into how music's written, it's really emotional. It's not all country music because if you don't know, Nashville is just full of songwriters. So you get a variety of different styles, and you see the people who wrote the songs play the songs. It's a real treat. Not to sound like an old man and call it a real treat. It's a real ice cream cone of a movie. Sorry.
What were you doing?
I was just gonna say it's on Prime.
Okay.
I mean, I could get into what it is, but I think it's pretty obvious. It's just a bunch of different songwriters describing their craft, and you get to see people perform at the Bluebird Cafe and all that stuff.
It all begins with a song.
Yeah. Big time recommendation.
Okay.
Made me cry.
Was that the one you were crying
Yeah.
over?
You walked in the room right at the wrong moment.
Tell Andy about what it was about.
There's this song. I don't know like contemporary music very well, but there's a song called I Drive His Truck, I believe is the name. It's a country song. And the story behind the songwriters, these two women who wrote the song, it's a true story about this a Gold Star father who lost his son in Afghanistan and how he still drives his son's truck to stay connected to him. And the song, they play it for him in the documentary. They come to his home, and he had never really listened to it. They play it, they perform it for him, the two songwriters, and it's emotionally intense. It's really, it makes, like, if you're open to having that experience, have the tissues ready. It's really beautiful. And
I walked in the room
it really,
and Freddy shed tears running down his face.
I didn't expect it. It hit me.
He's like,
took me off guard.
I'm sorry. I just, la, la, la.
Yeah. Because that's not really my thing. You know, that kind of music isn't something I usually, like top 40 country is what I kind of assumed it was. I don't know. But it was a really moving song. And I don't even know who recorded it or anything. I only saw the original writers perform it. But it was a real special scene in the documentary. Check it out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Isn't that special?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll go next, like I like to do. So last week I talked about Butterfly Kisses, this found footage movie, and it like got me hankering for more found footage. So I went to the found footage subreddit, and there was a thread about most underrated found footage movies, and I was like, these will be the ones I've not heard of. These will be the ones I should be, the gems, you know. So I found one movie that a bunch of people were recommending called Howard's Mill. And they were like, this one's underrated. You should watch this. It's great. So I watched it. I don't know what people are talking about.
It sounds like a pancake mix or something.
Yeah. Sounds delicious.
It was well put together, looked great. Acting was wonderful. But the story did nothing for me. It's about this guy whose wife goes missing, and everybody thinks he did it, but he's like, I didn't do it. She's just disappeared in a field when they were out doing metal detector stuff, you know, like weirdos do. Just kidding. I think it's adorable. And she goes missing, and everybody thinks he did it. So these documentarians agree to come out and tell the story and see what, you know, maybe they can figure something out. I don't know. And so you find out that there have been 3 or 4 disappearances. I can't remember exactly.
There was a little girl. I was in the room for this, but it was like Teflon, man.
You find out that there have been other disappearances on the same land. So they start digging into the history of the land and the house and all that stuff, the history of the area, the caves. It should be good. It should be.
Do you think they got your expectations up too? Like if you had found it on your own, would you be like, that's a pretty good movie?
I don't know.
So are you blaming Reddit at this point
I'm mad at
recommending
Reddit.
this movie?
She's mad.
I found 2 movies. I'll watch the other one as soon as I can for next show. But Savage Land is the other one, so I'm gonna watch that. And if that one's a bust, then I'm mad at Reddit.
There's still that one called Just Found Footage that the guy from that chapter recommended that he liked.
Right.
Looks pretty good.
So Amy, why is it called Howard's Mill? Is that the area that they're
there used to be a mill
researching?
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it kind of like a ghost story type thing or urban legend?
It's more of like urban legendy. It's not really supernatural. I don't know if I should say that. Am I spoiling it? Not really.
I couldn't tell you what.
I'm not recommending
right there,
it.
Man. I couldn't
so.
tell you what
okay.
happened. I remember the kid disappearing. I remember that part where she hopped over the hill and disappeared. That's the only part of the movie I remember.
Which I thought was effective.
Yeah.
There were some effective moments, but just overall, it just meandered and went nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, I was like, that's it? That's it? I was so mad.
Do you remember the first time when we saw, I think it was Rec 3, where they switched from found footage?
Oh, yeah.
In the
we
middle of
loved
the
that.
movie. And it blew our minds. Now that happens all the time. You see them movies do that all the time. But I think that was the first time I'd ever seen somebody do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just made me think of, I was like, what's a good found footage movie? There's
All
like
the
a handful of real good ones.
I do love them. Except for this one. Didn't love it.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's too many of them. But you know what? You can always turn one off. It's not working for you. Skip to the next one.
Skip to Malou.
There's no shortage of options.
True enough. Well, thank you for your time. and for
Oh,
listening.
thank you, Amy.
Now you, Andy.
So I watched first 2 episodes of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms,
Oh, yeah.
The-
We got that in our
the
queue.
new Game of Thrones series. So it's really sweet so far, and it's not not what you expect from a Game of Thrones series. It follows this guy, Sir Duncan, but they call him Sir Dunk, which is kind of adorable. Like he's just kind of this big galoot of a character, and he's just trying to be a knight.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So far, and he kind of gets his little squire, his little bald kid named Egg. So it's about Dunk and Egg and their adventures, and it's just so far it's just about him entering this tournament so he can get some money and his journey to become a knight. And I'm really enjoying the character of Dunk and Egg so far, but Game of Thrones, it's kind of got me prepared for something awful would happen.
I don't think that's the point of this show.
I think
Yeah,
you're
It's
trying
just
to
a
be
not,
lot more
but
lighthearted. But you still
Yeah, it
can't help
is, but
yourself.
I'm just like just ready for him to get his throat slit or something. And
Like the
I
Red
don't
Wedding.
want that to happen because he's such a sweet character. He's just a good dude and nice, and I just want him to become a knight. And I'm just prepared for something awful to happen.
Mhm.
Amy and I started that other show they did. We barely gotten into it though.
Oh,
House
so
of the
is it the
Dragon.
Town of Dragons?
I
Yeah.
wanted to watch Night of Seven Kingdoms, and Freddy was like,
Well, I was a little confounded.
shouldn't we watch House
Yeah.
of Dragons first? And I'm like, I don't think it. They.
You usually are the one that insists on that sort of thing. And I feel like I shot myself in the foot where I was
Yeah.
like, well, now I'm committed to House of the Dragon. And I didn't even know they were still making them.
But I think this will definitely play for somebody who's more entrenched in the Game of Thrones universe because I've only seen the first and last seasons. But they toss a lot of names that are familiar, like the last names of the houses.
Right.
So like it's for somebody who's not like a big fan of the universe, it's a little bit hard for me to keep up a little bit because there's so many like it's kind of like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where he's pointing at the screen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those moments for I think big fans of the show, but for somebody like me, it's gonna. I need to like when I'm watching, I kind of I'm always on my phone like researching the names of these characters.
Do you find yourself pausing it a lot?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I think it still works as a standalone show because I think this takes place pretty far in before the actual Game of Thrones storyline happens. So I don't think this has ramifications for the main show.
I think it's 100 years.
So I think it's a good standalone show, and I just want because he had this really sweet character, but he's in this. Everybody's kind of mean to him because he's kind of like a doofus.
It's a mean world. The Game
Yeah.
of Thrones world is very mean spirited.
But it's not as mean as it can be.
Yeah.
It's still much more lighthearted than normal. But there's like the Game of Thrones world. There's so much nudity.
Oh,
You see
really?
his ass so much.
Is it a good ass?
It's a good ass,
Oh, good.
but it's
Is it too much for you?
kind of just it's just kind of thrown in for like no reason really.
I
I
feel
don't mind, but
I don't think we've seen much nudity or any at all in House of the Dragon, or have we? It never registered if we did. Maybe the people were like, Knights of the Kingdom, you got to bring some of the nudity back. Maybe they overcorrected.
I don't know. Could be.
yeah. But it's a really sweet show, and I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to finishing it.
Sounds great. I can't wait to start it.
Yeah. It's in the queue.
Yeah. Are we going to finish House of the Dragon?
I don't know. The first 2 episodes left me meh.
Yeah. Give it another shot and see if it.
But people
Sparks
say they
joy.
like it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I like what I've seen, but it's not like where I'm super jazzed or know any characters' names or what they're doing or why.
Or even why.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Andy. You sweet boy, you. All right. Well, at the end of every show, we always say hi to our Beelzebubs. Patreon.com/NOTLP if you're interested. Matt, happy belated birthday again. Branan and Emily. Dr. Brian. Old Dirty Billsterd. Bill Fahrner. Blayne Yogurt. Jordash Jeans. Monica. Ernest. Dave. And Shayna Bobena.
Love you guys.
Those are my best
thank
friends.
you. Oh, but real quick, I want to give a shout out to our friend Blayne, who's a Beelzebub. His sweet little dog just passed away recently.
Oh, I'm sorry, Blayne.
So rest in peace, Lulu. You were a sweet girl.
Podcast hugs.
Yeah. And Blayne sends his love to you guys too.
Thanks, Blayne.
Aw, thank you.
So big hugs, Blayne. We love you.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you, Andy. Love you, Amy.
Oh, I love you too.
You want to eat some food?
Let's eat some food. All right. Bye,
All right, bye,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on Dawn of the Dead. And Igor made the nachos in a severed human head, and they enjoy the movie with their friends. David Kessler walks the streets of London.